Ethiopia and Eritrea share a complex and conflict-ridden past. The two countries share deep cultural and historical ties. However, a border dispute sparked a bloody war between them from 1998 to 2000. This war had a devastating impact on both nations, leading to significant loss of life and displacement. Although a peace agreement was signed in 2000, tensions have persisted. The border region remains heavily militarized, and the potential for renewed conflict remains a serious concern. The recent conflict in the Tigray region of Ethiopia, which borders Eritrea, has further escalated these tensions. Eritrea's involvement in the Tigray conflict, siding with Ethiopia against the Tigray People's Liberation Front, added another layer of complexity to the relationship. This involvement has been condemned by international organizations, raising concerns about potential human rights violations and further destabilizing the region. The legacy of the past continues to cast a long shadow over the present. Understanding the historical context of the conflict is essential to fully grasping the current military dynamics between the two nations. The mistrust and animosity stemming from past conflicts continue to influence their military postures and strategies. This makes the situation in the Horn of Africa particularly volatile. Ethiopia possesses a larger military force compared to Eritrea. However, Eritrea is known for its strict military training and discipline. Eritrea has a policy of mandatory military service for its citizens. This has created a large standing army, although the exact figures are not publicly available. Ethiopia, on the other hand, relies on a combination of regular troops and regional militias. In terms of military strategies, Ethiopia has primarily adopted a defensive posture in recent times, particularly along its border with Eritrea. This is largely driven by the need to contain potential threats emanating from Eritrea and to manage internal security challenges. Eritrea, on the other hand, has displayed a more assertive posture, exemplified by its incursions into Ethiopian territory and its occupation of disputed border areas. Despite the differences in size and strategy, both countries face limitations in terms of modern military equipment and technology. They rely heavily on outdated weaponry and equipment, which could impact their effectiveness in a full-scale conflict. This lack of advanced military hardware is a significant factor shaping their military calculations and strategies. Ethiopia has traditionally played a more prominent role in regional affairs. It hosts the African Union headquarters and has been a key player in regional peacekeeping operations. However, its regional standing has been impacted by the Tigray conflict and internal instability. Eritrea, on the other hand, has pursued a more isolationist foreign policy. It has often been at odds with its neighbors and international actors. Despite its isolation, Eritrea has fostered strategic partnerships with certain countries. This includes deepening ties with Somalia and Egypt, both of whom share strained relations with Ethiopia. Additionally, Eritrea maintains strong ties with Russia and China. This has allowed it to secure military and diplomatic support, reducing its international isolation. These alliances have significant implications for regional stability. The alignment of Eritrea with countries that have tense relationships with Ethiopia creates a complex web of alliances and rivalries. This increases the risk of conflict escalation and complicates efforts to find peaceful resolutions to existing disputes. Both Ethiopia and Eritrea face internal conflicts that significantly impact their military strategies and calculations. Ethiopia grapples with ethnic tensions and separatist movements in various regions, including Oromia, Amhara, and Tigray. These internal challenges consume a significant portion of Ethiopia's resources and military capacity. This limits its ability to engage in a full-scale conflict with Eritrea. Eritrea, despite its authoritarian government and repressive policies, also faces internal challenges. These include resistance from certain groups and the flight of young Eritreans escaping mandatory military service. These internal pressures, while not posing an immediate threat to the regime's stability, do impact Eritrea's long-term military capabilities and sustainability. The internal conflicts in both countries are intertwined with their regional rivalries. Both nations have been accused of supporting armed groups in each other's territories. This further fuels mistrust and animosity. The internal struggles of each country provide fertile ground for proxy conflicts and external interference. making the possibility of a negotiated settlement even more challenging.